Issue 211. We start out with Nicole trapping the Iron Queen in a crystal separated from her wand and reverting to her normal form, telling her that she regained her free will thanks to Sally, not giving Sonic any credit whatsoever for spin dashing at the Iron Queen to break the contact in the first place. The Iron Queen insists that she's just a thing, and Nicole is insecure enough to say that she was that once rather than saying she was always a person, and says that having friends made her become a person, having feelings from caring about their well-being. The Iron Queen controls some sort of spider machine, saying that she'll control the nanites herself. Wait, how'd she get in that mecha? The bubble just seemed to teleport on top of it. And more importantly, if she can control that machine, why can't she control Nicole again? So Nicole has a badass moment facing off against her, and Amy is basically denied her badass moment as Sonic knocks down the Iron King instead, although I was finding the idea of Amy defeating the invincible Iron King by herself to be very hard to swallow. I like how bashful Sonic looks when Amy hugs him. That's how you know that it's written better than the games, that he actually appreciates affection from her. Sally then intimidates Snively by coldly calling him out on what he's done, saying that she had obviously made a mistake in trying to let him live in peace taking care of Eggman. It's weird that he's scared of someone who's too high and mighty to bother trying to even hurt him. Yeah, she'll punch Fiona, but not Snively. That makes total sense. We all know she's way eviler than Snively, right? After Sally and Khan tell everyone that the Queen lost the support of the clans, the Yagyu clan immediately decide to go home, to the disappointment of Linda. She notices that the Iron Queen is basically throwing iron tentacles at a wall Nicole's creating, free from her bubble. Wait, if she's free from her bubble, why the hell doesn't she try to control Nicole again? Did she just buy that she couldn't be controlled when she clearly wasn't acting like she did earlier? She didn't even try? Anyways, Linda sees that the Iron King is also being overwhelmed by Amy, Jeffrey, and Antoine, and she decides that this is a perfect opportunity to call up her Dark Legion and claim that the Eggman Empire belongs to her. The Iron Queen slams her wand to the ground, making Nicole scream, without taking control of her again, because that would have been an interesting way to increase the tension for a little while. We can't have that. And she tells the Legionnaires to follow her orders. Then Linda explains that the neural chips have been modified to not only resist the Iron Queen, somehow, but to ensure that the Legion is Linda's to command. Again, if chips like these can be made, why wasn't this a long-standing tradition putting brainwashing chips in every Legionnaire from birth? The whole existence of this technology makes Julie Stu being able to leave the Legion feel arbitrary. Suddenly, the Iron Queen tells Linda that she can still command the bomb in her to detonate, and for some reason, that bomb wasn't removed at all in this time, by Dimitri or anyone. I doubt it actually killed her off, right? That easily? A Dark Legionnaire panics, going to Snively as the last in command, and Snively's too panicked to be the leader and takes off screaming, proving he's ultimately too much of a coward to be the main villain. Is this why he thinks it's smart to free Eggman later? He's still arrogant and power hungry. Why would he ever rob himself of any chance of being the only major villain just because he might struggle a little? I mean, I guess it's better than no explanation at all. The Legionnaire orders everyone to get Linda back to the Egg Dome, as I wonder why the bomb was so lame that it didn't give her mortal injuries at least. Unfortunately, SBO shows up with the fan of Fen that he said he'd get earlier. He gives it to Khan, and the Iron King is shocked and gets blown away, as we see a panicking Snively leaving in a UFO saying desperately the Eggman might fix all this. When Snively idiotically frees Eggman, and Eggman asks about Regina, Snively says that there's no time and they have to escape, regroup, and make a new plan. With that, the two leave the Iron Queen behind. She's told that if she surrenders now, no harm will come to them. Antoine is surprised that Sally convinced Khan to agree to that, when Khan would normally support getting revenge on her. Naturally, the Iron Queen summons a dragon, because she can do anything in this city, remember. And Nicole says looking pained that she's using all her resources to keep the Queen from using any more of the city. Tails, happy that there's some action, flies at her with his biplane being called a freak by the Iron Queen out of nowhere. Although she is a villain, but this is the first time she's ever done anything like this. Khan attacks with lightning, Amy uses her hammer, and Sonic spin dashes all over the dragon, causing the Iron Queen to fall to the ground. Nicole says in relief that everything seems stable and there are no signs of the Yagyu ninjas, because she can detect them. Antoine resentfully handcuffs the Queen, and there's a sweet moment where Khan and Sally hug, and Sonic looks all bashful getting a hug from Amy. The story ends with Snively wishing they could go back for Regina while the heroes aren't expecting them, and Eggman naturally refusing, not explaining that she'd just become a threat to his rule. This issue is by Ian Flynn and involved the heroes fighting the Iron Queen and King to oust them at long last. with Nicole using her nanite controlling powers to summon stuff to fight the Iron Queen, who isn't immediately taking control of her for some reason, Khan telling the Yagi that they can leave now, and Sonic dealing the final blow and getting her in handcuffs. Leonda unfortunately didn't remove the bombs in her cybernetics, causing her to be blown up and somehow survive, not even being given one issue to take over the Empire. You'd think that she wouldn't forget about the damn bomb. I mean, I guess she was so power hungry that she forgot and got caught up in the heat of the moment. But she's not supposed to be that stupid, is she? And Snively stupidly releases Eggman out of panic even though he hates him so very much. Obviously it was an epic story with it all coming to a head. I liked stuff like Nicole taking part in the action for once, and the sweet hugs from Amy. So that's really the end of the Iron Queen arc? I was really expecting the Iron Nicole thing to last more than barely 2 issues in the main comic, but instead we barely get to see what she'd be like as a villain at all. I thought it'd last 10 at least, and I half expected the Queen to take control of Nicole again and force the heroes out of the city so that they'd have to make a program to free Nicole for good from her. But no, the Queen's defeated 1 issue here. Not to mention the Iron Queen getting to control Bunny and Khan and Nicole so easily was so very contrived, forcing the concept to happen, when logically these characters would have been hidden away from her, and the Iron Queen sadly ruling a happy couple for a short little part of the arc, when that was a consistent source of sweet moments for them for once. So I guess the arc was a disappointment for me. I liked the idea of the Iron Queen and Snively being main villains for once, although Snively was really not a major villain at all compared to the Queen. I liked the heroes going to the Dragon Kingdom, the Iron Nicole idea was cool. But in execution, the story arc was illogically written, feeling contrived, and even rushed to be ended quicker than I expected.